now.
Welcome to the lesson on perimeter.
It feels so good to be out of the box. I wonder why Maria only uses me for measuring cloth. I'm long enough to measure the length of his tabletop. Oops! I guess I need someone to hold on to me to read the measurement.
Ha ha ha! What are you trying to do?
I was trying to measure the side of the tabletop.
Why?
Just like that. I was bored.
Let's put you to some use.
Some use?
Yes. Why don't you measure the perimeter of the tabletop you are sitting on?
Perimeter? What's that?
Well, perimeter is the length of the boundary. If you add up the lengths of the sides of any closed figure, you get the perimeter.
What's a closed figure?
Lots of questions I can see. A shape that has no open ends is a closed figure.
Jeannie, can you give me examples? I don't quite understand.
Look at the tabletop, the photo frame, the book on the shelf, and the centerpiece on the sideboard. These are all examples of closed figures. Now look at this rectangular tabletop. The perimeter is equal to the sum of the length of its four sides.
I see.
Let's measure the length of the four sides of the tabletop to find out its perimeter.
I'm ready. What do I have to do?
To ensure that we remember the sides, let me label the four corners as A, B, C, and D. Why don't you lie down alongside AB?
Wow, this is going to be a long stretch for me.
The length of side AB is 60 centimeters.
That's quite long.
Now move to side BC.
This is good exercise for me.
The length of side BC is 40 centimeters.
We have two more sides to go.
You don't really have to measure the other two sides.
Why is that?
Well, the lengths of the opposite sides of a rectangle are always equal.
So, do you mean side DA is also 40 centimeters and CD is 60 centimeters?
That's correct.
Jeannie, I'm enjoying my stretches. Can I please measure the other two sides, just to be sure?
Go ahead then.
Bingo! You were right, Jeannie.
Now that you know all the measures, let's add them all up to find the perimeter of rectangle A, B, C, D.
Why not add twice the sum of side AB to twice the sum of side BC, since the lengths of the opposite sides of a rectangle are equal?
Good thinking, Senti. By substituting the values, we get the perimeter of rectangle ABCD as 200 centimeters.
This has not only been good exercise for me, I've also learned something new. The perimeter of a rectangle is equal to twice the sum of its length and breadth.
I am glad I have been of some help to you, Senti.
Now let's measure some other shape, Jeannie. I'm having so much fun.
You go ahead. That sofa looks really inviting.
On. Okay. So as you can see that we are on the chapter mensuration. And today's date is 2nd of January. Okay, today's date is 2nd of January. Okay, so if you remember, I have already taught you that mensuration means the measurement. Okay, mensuration का मतलब होता है measurement. And why we need measurement, I have just told you beginning of the class now, that measurement we need for so many things, because our surrounding is just covered with so many kind of shapes. And कभी ना कभी किसी न किसी टाइम पे हमें इतने सारे जो शेप्स हमारे अगल बगल हैं उनके मेजरमेंट की जरूरत पड़ती रहती है. इसलिए हम मेंसुरेशन चैप्टर के बारे में पढ़ना शुरू कर देते हैं क्लास 3rd से. ठीक है, तो मेंसुरेशन इज बेसिकली फॉर क्लास 6th, इज मेनली फॉर रेक्टेंगल एंड स्क्वायर. यही दो फिगर्स है जो जनरली आपको इस चैप्टर में पढ़ने हैं. ट्राइंगल भी है, बट ट्राइंगल का बहुत छोटा सा कॉन्सेप्ट आपके में दिया हुआ है, बट द मेन थिंग्स आर गिवन रेक्टेंगल एंड स्क्वायर. So if you have just seen that video which is shown by me just before this class, and I have shown you that what do you understand by the word rectangle. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहले हम लोग इस मेजरमेंट में बात करते हैं दो चीजों की. One is perimeter, which we will study in this chapter, and second one is about area. I want Saurav, अगर आपको कुछ भी पूछना है ना बेटा. Okay, so I was just discussing that in this chapter measurement we will discuss more about perimeter and area. Now what we will understand about the word perimeter. Perimeter वर्ड के बारे में अगर हम बात करें बेटा, तो ये दो शब्दों से मिलकर बना है, दो वर्ड से. एक होता है पेरी और एक होता है मीटर. ठीक है, पेरी का मतलब होता है इन हिंदी चारों तरफ. ठीक है, पेरी मीन्स ऑल अराउंड. ऑल अराउंड मीन्स चारों तरफ. ठीक है, चारों तरफ. And when you talk about meter, this word meter is just about measurement. ठीक है, तो अगर हम पेरीमीटर वर्ड के बारे में बात करते हैं, तो पेरीमीटर का मतलब होता है पेरी प्लस मीटर, दैट इज ऑल अराउंड मेजरमेंट. तो अगर हम ऑल अराउंड मेजरमेंट के बारे में बात करें, इफ वी आर टेकिंग अ नॉर्मल शेप दैट इज अ ट्राइंगल. ठीक है, तो ट्राइंगल के ऑल अराउंड मेजरमेंट का मतलब क्या होगा? दिस एंड दिस. ठीक है, जब भी हम कभी पेरीमीटर के बारे में बात करते हैं तो हमें उसके अंदर के सरफेस से कोई भी मतलब नहीं होता. ठीक है, इससे हमें कोई भी मतलब नहीं है. जस्ट वी विल टॉक अबाउट इट्स ऑल अराउंड मेजरमेंट. ऑल अराउंड मेजरमेंट का मतलब क्या होता है? उसके चारों तरफ का मेजरमेंट. चारों तरफ का मेजरमेंट का मतलब ओनली टॉकिंग अबाउट बाउंड्री. ओके, ओनली अबाउट बाउंड्री. So remember, when you talk about the word perimeter, perimeter is just talking about the length of boundary. ठीक है, उसमें अंदर कौन सी चीजें मेंशन है उससे हमें कोई मतलब नहीं होता. So like I am talking about another shape, it's just a rectangle. तो अगर हमें इसके पेरीमीटर के बारे में बात करना, so we will talk about this shaded one. ठीक है, so this is called perimeter. If you take any other shape which is not a rectangle, which is not a square, I am taking another shape which is a kind of another shape here. So if you see this shape, if you are talking about the perimeter of this figure, you have to just take this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, so it's just basically perimeter you are talking about. Perimeter means the measurement of the length of the boundary. ठीक है, the length of boundary means about perimeter. Peri means चारों तरफ, meter means measurement. So remember, you will discuss in this chapter many more figures. For what you have to take out the measure. Now, once again, I am telling you that you have to find out the perimeter of some shapes, which I am drawing on the board now. And you have to not use the pencil, scale, or any kind of calculation or anything. Just write it down the answer orally. So my first figure I've drawn it is 3 centimeter, 5 centimeter, and this is 8 centimeter. Now another one is which you have to draw the perimeter. The second one is 4 cent. Just I'm taking the 14 centimeter, 6 centimeter, 6 centimeter, 14 centimeter, and this is suppose 10 centimeter. Now third one which I am drawing the figure is 6 centimeter, 6 centimeter, then 4 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 10 centimeter, and this is again 10 centimeter. So this is figure number A, this is figure number B, and this is figure number C. So whenever you will write it down your answers in the chat box, please mention A, B, C, which answer you are writing. Okay. So I have started getting the answer from these students. Let me get all the answer, then I'll talk about it. Aditya, I'm not speaking beta. That is why I'm not audible. I have given you question. Then I'm waiting for all the answers, and then I will reply that what answers are correct. Okay.
Ma'am,
Okay. So I think most of you have done the question. So let's discuss the solution. Okay. Let's discuss the solution now. If you see now here, the first figure 3, 5 and 8. The first figure is 3, 5 and 8. So if you talk about its perimeter, you will have 3 plus 5 which will give us 8 and 8 plus 8 which will give us 16. So 3 plus 5 which will be 8 and 8 plus 8 it will be 16. So the first figure will have the perimeter 16 centimeter. And remember, the unit is compulsory to mention beta. When you're talking about the measurement cannot be done without units. That is why in the beginning only first I taught you about the unit. Okay. So remember here the answer would be coming centimeter in 16. So 16 centimeter will be the answer for first question. Now moving on to the second question. This is 6. This is 6 which will give us 12. 12 and 4 it will give us 16. 16 plus 10 it will give you 26. 26 and 10 it will give you here 36. 36 and 4 it will give you 40, and 40 plus 10 it will give you 50. So the second answer, the perimeter would be 50 centimeter, 50 centimeter. Now moving on to the third one. Here we have 6. Here we have 6. It will give us 12. 12 and 4 it will give you 16. 16 and 10 it will give you 26. 26 and 4 it will give you 30. Okay. इसका आंसर आएगा बेटा 30 सेंटीमीटर, बट बहुत सारे बच्चों ने आंसर लिखा है 40 भी. नाउ लेट मी टेल यू व्हाई आंसर वुड नॉट बी 40, बिकॉज 40 उन लोगों का आंसर है जिन्होंने इस साइड को भी इंक्लूड किया है. एंड रिमेंबर दिस side which is 10 centimeter comes inside the figure. It comes inside the figure. And remember, perimeter means only the length of all around. Okay, all around का मतलब होता है the boundary. It is not including any side which is from inside. Okay, so remember, when you are talking about perimeter, you cannot include this side. I hope it is clear in your mind. So if you will see in exercise 10.1, question number 1 is saying us that find the perimeter of each of the following figure, and you can see there are many figures which are drawn. Okay, there are many figures which are drawn in this one, and it is telling us the same kind of question, beta, which we have discussed. Okay, the same kind of question which we have discussed on the board. So remember, exercise 10.1, question number 1 is very simple. It's just like this question which is done by us. Okay, so I hope you all will do exercise 10.1 question number 1 also. Okay, so